Hello and welcome, fellow digital soldiers, to True Reporting. It is the 15th of November, and on today's podcast, we will be covering an article I find most interesting. It says here, European royals allegedly, children in human hunting parties. 4 eyewitnesses, plural, testify. This is huge, my friends, and I wanted to bring it to you today. If you are seeing this right now, I am in the process of moving upstate South Carolina. There will not be a podcast over the weekend or anything like that, which there usually isn't. But just keep me in your thoughts and in your prayers as you are watching this, because I believe that prayers definitely do hold weight, and good energies with enough people doing it sent to one person can really be a benefactor. It can change the way that someone is feeling internally and intuitively. So I would greatly appreciate it if you could do that for me. This has been a very, very tough month and a very tough year. So thank you so much for your support, your patience, your kindness. And I will be returning Monday for you guys in a fresh new studio. And I can't wait to be back. Trust me, work is good because it keeps your mind off of what's going on elsewhere. Guys, before we get into today's podcast, would you please welcome my sponsor, MyPatriotSupply.com. Hey guys, I wanted to tell you about my sponsor, My Patriot Supply. We all know emergencies can strike without any warning. We can talk about earthquakes, we can talk about blackouts, tornadoes. Guys, it can happen anywhere, anytime, any place. So it's always good to be prepared. And to do so, you can go to preparewithtruereporting.com for a $70 discount today. You will get 2 weeks worth of food. It will arrive to your door in 2 days. 2 weeks worth of food for a very small price. Guys, it comes in these packets. It comes in an awesome tote box. You can get creamy chicken and rice. You can get home-style potato soup. You can get buttermilk pancake mix. A lot of food is in here, guys. It comes in this heavy tote. It's very nice, and it comes discreetly to your door. So just to be prepared, if anything happens, we're up against the deep state here, guys. So always know that you can go to preparewithtruereporting.com. That's preparewithtruereporting.com for your $70 off today. Thanks, guys, and enjoy the podcast. All right, guys, it's good to have you aboard. Before we get into today's podcast, would you please, this is very important, subscribe to my backup channel, True Reporting 2.0. All you have to do is go into the search bar on YouTube, type in True Reporting 2.0, and click subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, please go ahead and click the notification bell so when I post to this channel, you'll be the first to know. And finally, would you please click the like button? The more likes that this video receives, the more times it is recommended to other viewers, thus more eyes on the truth. And with that being said, my friends, let's go ahead and hop into it. This is True Reporting. So it says here, this is one in a series of articles taken from eyewitness testimony before the International Common Law Court of Justice in Brussels. This was formed and brought to the attention of the court with eyewitness testimonies. 5 international judges are examining evidence of child torture, murder, and kidnapping allegedly done by global elite members of the Ninth Circle cult network. I cannot say key words, so just bear with me. Regular Ninth Circle child were said to take place in catacombs of the Catholic cathedrals, I completely believe that, of the Vatican, on private estates, in groves, and government military bases in Belgium, Holland, Spain, Australia, Ireland, France, England, and the U.S. At least 34 child mass grave sites were identified in Ireland, Spain, Canada, and refused excavation by the respective governments, Crown of England, and Catholic Church. What are they trying to hide? Named as present in Ninth Circle activities were Pope Francis, former Pope Ratzinger, Anglican United Church of Canada, and Catholic Church officials, including cardinal members of European royalty, including Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip, officials of the Canadian, Australian, UK, and US military, 5 eyes, right? And governments including the USCA. Wow. plus prominent government ministers, judges, politicians, and businessmen from the US, Belgium, Holland, Canada, Australia, France, Ireland, and the UK. These people are sick, they are demonic, they are evil, and they all are entangled in their own lies, and they will be exposed because God wins. Teens were drugged, stripped naked, you know what, hunted down in the woods and killed by European royals, according to this week's latest eyewitness testifying before the International Common Law Court of Justice in Brussels. The woman was the fourth eyewitness to give accounts about these human hunting parties of the global elite's Ninth Circle satanic child you-know-what cult network. A former member of the Netherlands criminal drug syndicate known as Octopus testified that victims were obtained for these human hunting parties from juvenile detention centers in Belgium and Holland. If this is not, if this is shocking you, you really need to get more awake, because this has been going on for centuries, my friends. We are dealing with very dark, evil people that get off on these kinds of things. Very disturbing. And they say here in quote, in 2004, I was an involuntary witness to torture, you know what, and murder sessions of drug children performed for a group of high-ranked people of the Netherlands, stated a woman. I was taken to a hunting party in Belgium, close to Brussels, where I saw two boys and girls ages 14 to 16 hunted and killed by global elites. The human hunting parties were heavily guarded by the Netherlands Royal Guards. I was told that King Albert of Belgium was present. Now we can just think of the Hampstead kids and seeing these little children come forward and they are saying, because there's no filter on children, they're just saying verbatim what they saw. From what they saw with their eyes, if you want to Google it, guys, look up Hampstead, Hamstead kids, and it will blow your mind. It's very dark, so I'm giving you a warning. It is very disturbing. 4 eyewitnesses confirmed that as children and youths were forced to attend human hunting parties, they were, and other children were, you know what, with some killed, and deceased boys, were cut off. Royals in Satan's Storm documents tell of a death cult, and I believe even 17 has talked about a death cult, right? Allegedly, there was a Dutch countryside palace where boys, you know what, were displayed like trophies on a wall. Some hunting parties were hosted on the grounds of the Netherlands at Queen Beatrix Palace. Dutch therapist Toos Noes claimed that as a 4-year-old, she was forced to witness murders of children that involved former Pope Ratzinger, a Dutch Catholic cardinal, plus the father of the Netherlands, Queen Beatrix, and Bilderberger founder, Dutch Crown Prince Alfred Bernard. I saw the former Pope Ratzinger murder a little girl, another witness confirmed. It was at a French chateau in the fall of 1987. It was ugly, horrible, and didn't happen just once. Ratzinger and Bernard were some of the more prominent men who took part. In Ireland, Spain, and Canada, 34 child mass grave sites were discovered and appeared linked to the Ninth Circle activities. Obviously, they're doing occult type stuff to these kids, so the markings are probably the same. The same murders taken in and out are definitely probably depicting what was found previously to other mass grave sites. The largest was the Mohawk Indian Residential School in Brantford, Ontario, where children's remains were identified in 2008 before the Catholic Church. Canadian government and English Crown shut down the dig by professional archaeologists. They shut it down, guys, because they didn't want fingerprints. They didn't want anything to come out. The 2013 ICLCJ court had found Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip guilty for the October 10, 1964 disappearance of 10 native children from the Catholic residential school in Kamloops, British Columbia. What do we know about Prince Andrew, right? That's Prince Philip's brother. He has direct ties to Jeffrey, right? These people are all entangled in their lies and in their just ungodly acts of torture. In the first 2 weeks of 2014, court witnesses identified Dutch and Belgian royal participants in the you-know-what and killing of Mohawk children and newborns. Named were Bernard and King Hendrik, consort to the Queen Wilhelmina of Holland. Alleged to be present during the human hunting parties were the late Prince Johann Frieso and his wife Mabel Wiss Smit, former ministers, the top man of the Dutch army, the undersecretary of the Raad van State in the Netherlands, the viceroy next to Queen Beatrix, and other global businesses and political leaders, including some from the U.S. This is so detailed. It makes me think, how could you even dismiss this? There's just so many people that are just thrown out there, that are randomly put there together, people from random countries. It's just very intricate, which makes me think that this could be absolutely true, and I wouldn't even begin to almost dismiss this at this point. In quote, surely the present King William, Alexander, and King Philip, and their wives know about this abuse and the murder of children, said one eyewitness. They do nothing about it, and likely are the ones to stop investigations and prosecutions. In January of 2014, the brother of the King of Holland, Prince Johan Friso, passed away in a coma after 3 Dutch-language websites shown here reached the internet. The websites revealed that Friso was at the human hunting and killing parties and just magically, just kind of randomly dies from a coma right when that hits. Very strange. The story came on the internet after years of trying to move the policy and justice department in the Netherlands to act against the criminals, an eyewitness said. Nobody did anything to stop these criminals, probably because Queen Beatrix and King Albert likely interfered with the investigations. Human hunting parties were said to take place on the grounds of the Belgian Queen Beatrix Palace in the Netherlands. 2 witnesses have named former Pope Joseph Ratzinger and Queen Beatrice, father and deceased Prince Alfred Bernard, as being present at child sacrifices. Both were said to be, you-know-what, sympathizers. The ICLCJ court received a collection of Jesuit archival records about child sacrificial cult known as the Knights of Darkness. In 1933, the Knights were established by the Catholic Jesuits and the you-know-what Waffen SS division. The records showed Ratzinger was identified as a member of the Knights while working as an SS chaplain's assistant at the Ravensbrück concentration camp in Germany. The records also stated that Ratzinger participated in child sacrificial rites using kidnapped children from the camps or political prisoners. Another court documented called the magistral privilege indicated child sacrifice was a regular occurrence at the Vatican. Doesn't it blow my mind at this point? At the tender age of 12, Savali, a San Diego County, California, claimed she was brought to the catacombs beneath the Vatican to witness the sacrifice of a 3-year-old drug boy. In this video, her interviewer said that 24 years prior to a Maria told him she witnessed another satanic child sacrifice rite in the same Vatican catacombs. And I'm going to leave this in here, okay? All these videos and this link to these videos and to this article will be in the description box below. Last week, an Irish police investigator reported to the ICLCJ court that the close to 800 babies buried in the Catholic nun septic tanks were dismembered, decapitated, and in bits and pieces. Signs that could have been murdered in satanic child sacrifice rites. Hey, why don't we just think of the Standard Hotel? What took place there, right? Why do they have acid vats on top of the roofs? What are they dissolving up there, right? In the last 2 months, the ICLCJ court has heard these heart-wrenching testimonies about the you-know-what, torture, and murder of children as recently as 2010 by Catholic leaders, European royal family members, and other global elites. Murder sites in the Ninth Circle satanic child sacrifice cult were said to be in the catacombs of the Cathedral of the Vatican and on private estates, military establishments, and groves in Belgium, Holland, Spain, Australia, France, England, and the U.S. The ICLCJ court has been overwhelmed with newly discovered evidence and a number of new witnesses coming forward to testify about the Ninth Circle satanic child sacrifice cult activities. Kevin Annett, 800 Irish babies slaughtered. Witnesses to Dutch Prince Prime Minister Soros hunting children, as we can see here, and you can check that video out in the description below. They have uncovered Ninth Circle satanic cult members' possible involvement in international child sacrifice, kidnapping, exploitation, and drug rings. The 5 international judges and 27 jury members were expected to remain in session for at least a year due to the complexity of the cases. Now you're probably thinking, Thomas, why would these people even do this? Why are they this evil? It's because they've sold their soul. They were blackmailed early on, probably by in being involved with a child or doing something even more heinous. I don't know what could be more heinous than that, but there are things that are out there. And then once they are blackmailed, then they are brought into this death cult, and they continue to do this day after day after day, as they probably sell their souls to some kind of entity which is in another dimension, which promises them riches and age reversing and so on and so forth. But in the end, all they do is lose their soul, and they probably have their bodies taken over by this entity. It's ungodly, my friends. Very, very, very demonic. It says here, amnesty has been offered to citizens or employees of the Vatican, Crown of England, churches or governments willing to give sworn testimony or evidence that leads to the prosecution of these global elites suspected of committing crimes. Rewards up to 10,000 euros or about $3,500 was available through the ICLCJ court. They want these people to come forward. They want to expose it. The ICLCJ court has had over 450 common law peace officers in 13 countries with 51 local chartered groups operating. Local organizing funds were available for common law groups that applied through the International Tribunal into crimes of church and state. To contact officers, they give the number right here, which is in Canada, and you can definitely check that out. And we have a child killing royalty Soros eyewitness. You can definitely check that video out. Here's another shocking video of a naked young boy trying to escape from Buckingham Palace. I've seen this many a time. I can't explain it. It's very real. There is absolutely no photoshopping this. And it says, before falling from a considerable height. Definitely check that out. Why did that even happen, and why was that on camera? A hasty cover-up was attempted. One version stated that the video is fake. It's obviously not fake. And a second one stated that it is a publicity stunt. I don't think that anyone in their right mind could believe that the, in quote, royal family would ever agree to have a naked boy climbing down the top floor of their palace during the change of guards. Also, the video was scrapped from YouTube extremely fast when it first came out, and only re-uploaded much later by someone who recorded their own TV with a smartphone. Personally, I have no doubt in my mind that that kid was so terrified for his life that he tried to escape. Unfortunately, he did not make it. And my friends, this is what they're all about. And don't get black-pilled by this. Don't get depressed by this, because it's all going to come out. My friends, God wins in the end. Always know that light defeats darkness on this timeline that we are on. We are awakening for a reason, all as one. Where we go one, we go all. This is all for us to experience, and this platform is your platform. I am bringing you the truth. I am not here to manipulate you in any way. I'm here to do God's work, and I'm here to help awaken you and help you process things, okay? If you found this informative and you enjoyed it, would you please go ahead and subscribe to my channel? You can follow me on Twitter at TRUreporting, and don't forget to leave a like. You can donate to this channel and keep it afloat by going to my PayPal, Patreon, which is completely revamped. We have a new P.O. box, and we have TRUreporting merch. Guys, please be kind and loving to one another. Take care of your families. Tell them how much you love them, and really spend time with them and take it all in. In the meantime, friends, I will talk to you very soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.